Facebook, YouTube at DWIZ News website. Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. DWIZ Network News. This is the news and information station of Aliw Broadcasting Corporation. Reaching and engaging every Filipino on air, online, and on ground. Ito ang bagong DWIZ 882. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. Proud member of ALC Group of Companies. Ang lahat ng opinyon, pagtingin, pananaw o kuro-kuro ng mga bisita at panauhin o mga anchors o host sa programang ito ay sarili at tanging opinyon at pananaw ng mga nabanggit at hindi opinyon o pananaw ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, mga producers o mga namamahala ng Aliw Broadcasting o anumang organisasyon na affiliated sa network at kailanman ay hindi iniendorso ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang mga nabanggit na opinyon at pananaw sa programa.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
Walang yumayaman sa pagiging empleyado lang. Dapat lahat tayo nagninegosyo. Timing! Narito ang isang programang magbibigay ng tamang gabay sa pagnenegosyo. Pakinggan at panoorin ang mga ekspertong magiging guest dito. Isang show para sa negosyo. DWIZ Negoshow kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Pakinggan ng live sa DWIZ. Panoorin ng live sa Aliw 23 at i-follow sa lahat ng digital channels ng DWIZ, Facebook, YouTube at DWIZ News app. Huwag munang magplano, huwag munang sasabak, huwag munang papasok sa negosyo nang hindi napapanood ang show na Negoshow.
This afternoon, it'll be raining with inspiration.
Very inspirational to.
Yeah.
Galing.
Guest po natin today is Mr. Chris Delgado. Siya po ang Director for Southeast Asia of the world-famous Wadhwani Foundation. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon. Salamat for inviting me.
Uy, thanks for being
with us.
Being with us, di ba?
Ang galing na foundation mo.
Before we jump into what Wadhwani Foundation is all about, para lang sa mga viewers and listeners natin, Chris, a bit of background about yourself, your professional career bago ka naging director for Southeast Asia ng Wadhwani Foundation.
Thank you so much for that. I think I'd like to attribute also where I am right now with LaSalle. No? I was a full scholar of LaSalle from high school to college to master's degree program.
Galing ka, LaSalle, go!
Yes. So, I had my first stint as director also of the Caucus for Poverty Reduction of the LaSalle University System.
Okay.
So the first test was we were looking at a way for us to build partnerships, do research for community-based program. Then that's the first time I got exposed to microfinance as a tool for poverty reduction. So almost, I think, three parts of my career is into microfinance and small business development with Garmin, with Card, with Uplift in particular. Yeah. Then in 2016, I got the chance to sort of pivot my career. I got headhunted by a foundation. From seeing microfinance and small business development as a solution to poverty, we look into entrepreneurship to empower individuals, create jobs, and contribute towards economic development. So currently, I'm more focused on Philippines and Indonesia. But we're trying to find a way to partner with universities and also incubators through the OST to be able to create a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship.
Galing. Wow.
And I know your foundation, before we get into the foundation, you have a very, very ambitious mission, di ba? That is to create 1 million jobs here in the Philippines before 2030. Yeah, yun.
Galing.
Yeah, okay. Siguro can you
walk us through. Yung Wadhwani Foundation, what is it? Who is it?
Yeah. So the Wadhwani Foundation is founded and funded by Dr. Ramesh Wadhwani.
Yes.
He's actually Indian, but made his big break in the U.S.
In the Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. He graduated with a degree in electrical engineering
Yep.
from IIT Bombay, had his master's and PhD in Carnegie Mellon. He's a first-generation entrepreneur because never had been there an entrepreneur's family nila.
Okay.
When he was finishing his PhD, he shared in his biography that he got bitten by the entrepreneurial bug.
Okay.
So he launched robotics company, IT company. The third company na break niya was the one he launched in Silicon Valley way back in, I think, 1989.
Okay.
1989. It's called Aspect Development. He focused on the early stage of what we now call as ERPs or Enterprise Research Platform.
Platforms,
You
yes.
look at accounting softwares, HRIS, CRMs, etc. Inventory management, etc. Ways by which you integrate technology to make efficient and productive the way you run your companies. Yung company niya called Aspect Development was bought by i2 Technologies in 1999 to the sum of $9.2 billion.
Wow.
So you
Wow.
can imagine how much is $9.2 billion way back
Yeah.
in
And now
1999.
he's using part of that
Yes.
million to spread the news.
So I was sharing to Gerry, Tito, kanina that when he had that break, he decided to sign up with the Buffett Gates Pledge
Yes.
Giving. This is the group of high net worth individuals organized by Warren Buffett and Bill Gates to encourage them to commit their wealth towards philanthropy. So Ramesh committed 80% of his wealth
Wow.
towards philanthropy with the condition that it becomes part of the Wadhwani Foundation. And he decided to focus more on job creation.
Okay.
So the job creation agenda is anchored on 4 major initiatives. So we have entrepreneurship. So you create startups, entrepreneurs to create jobs. We have skilling. We accept the fact that not everyone are meant to be entrepreneurs. So what you have to reskill them to be able to make them more employable. Then we have innovation and research by which we could make use of researches and how do we commercialize them.
Okay.
Diba? So you have dissertations, we have studies of professors.
Yes.
Then we have government digital transformation because we believe that government is the core platform in which we could bring all of these initiatives. So the idea is to be able to create jobs. The mission is somehow simplified by saying that when you say 30 million jobs, the ambition is to create at least one individual in a family that is receiving a family-sustaining wage. So we differentiate living wage from
A sustainable one.
so dapat enough yung income ng individual na yan.
Nabuhayan ng isang
Nabuhayan
pamilya.
yung 4 or 5 members.
Yeah.
4 or 5 members of your
Access to food, shelter, and
yung mga
clothing.
basic amenities, yes.
But also access to insurance, education, and I would always say, jokingly, na sana may kaunting buffer for Boracay or Hong Kong.
Correct.
Diba?
Yeah.
Because the intention is to
Yes.
create a life of dignity for our fellow Filipinos, for
Correct, yes.
people living in the global south, so to speak, right now.
Yeah. Wait, Chris, you mentioned those 4 areas, diba? Can you siguro also elaborate on specific projects or programs or initiatives that you have right now that cater to those 4 areas?
Okay.
Nga.
So-
And syempre, yung pinaka-importante dyan, yung number 1, yung entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Alam mo naman yung programa namin, Negoshow, diba? Where our aim here is to inspire more Filipinos and Filipinas to embark on their
Exactly.
own entrepreneurial journey.
So the entrepreneurship vertical is intended to inspire students in the academy. That's the first stage. So we provide a multi-million-dollar platform totally for free to our partner universities.
I see.
So currently we have around 140 partner universities and colleges in the Philippines, around 200 in Indonesia.
Oh, wow, mas marami sa Indonesia.
Malaki yung Indonesia.
Laki, ha?
Malaki yung Indonesia.
250 million.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, growing towards maybe around Philippines siguro will hit around 230 to 40 to 300 partner universities.
Okay.
So the idea is to create to mirror what we call the startup ecosystem in campus by providing a culture of innovation. So the first thing is provide access to a 1 semester program on entrepreneurship. Get them the term used is democratized entrepreneurship education.
Oh,
Diba?
democratized.
So, with our tech capacity in our content and platform team, we are able to benchmark with the best practices from Babson University, Harvard University,
Okay.
and bring those content tools accessible to students from Zamboanga, from Cagayan,
Yeah.
etc., etc. So, somebody from a Tech 101 course or a business course
Yes.
in entrepreneurship in a school could say na, oh, parang Harvard graduate na rin ako because I have this. So we train faculty, we provide, we help them to be familiarized with what we call now the lean startup
Yep.
principles, find a way to get this faculty to be upskilled and reskilled and be familiar with global standards of entrepreneurship. Then we transition from out of the students graduating, we had around 21,000 of those graduating last year. We're hitting towards around 54,000 this year.
Oh,
with
wow.
our partner universities.
More than double.
And then
More
they
than double.
become the lecturers also.
The students po, Tito, we are trying to shortlist from them. So they are formed like at a we call it practice venture teams.
Okay.
So we have 3 or 4 members in a practice venture team. This is Babson University
Okay.
model. You actually try to simulate how to create a company from scratch.
business.
Okay. So they'll come up with a business idea,
Yes.
form themselves into a
Yes.
company,
And
then of course
yes,
apply
launch.
it
Apply it
in the real world.
Yes.
Do you fund it?
No, the initial capacity is kasi we have to accept the fact walang pondo for idea stage startups.
okay.
So in the university, it's more helping them to get the skill.
Yep.
No? So identifying problem worth solving, coming up with their MVPs prototype, then get them to find a way to act like how do you look at yourself as a CEO, CFO, CTO, etc., etc. So it's a simulation. Out of those students graduating from our we call it Ignite course, we shortlist what we call idea progressing to ventures. So this is the best of the best teams with maybe tech-based ideas or solutions, or maybe food or whatever or services. Then there are around 90 plus universities right now in the Philippines being funded by DOST called Technology Business Incubators.
Technology.
Or TBIs.
funded by the DOST.
DOST.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the idea from Ignite is to shortlist teams with the potential of progressing their
Business.
idea into business.
Okay.
And we have a tool which would test exactly kaya ba nung team na yan pag nilaunch mo to generate like let's say $1 million in 3 years time.
Okay.
Diba? So we have our tools. Then we bring them to incubators. So ideally, pag university na may incubators, we also partner with its incubators.
Okay.
Then we provide another platform called AI Tutor and Venture AI,
Okay.
which
Venture
again helps more on incubation. So doon na papasok dito yung ideally bootstrap muna pag idea
Okay.
stage ka, the way Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak also bootstrap Apple, di ba? So we know for a fact that the first prototype of Apple was out of the pinentang calculator ni Steve Wozniak saka lumang kotse ni Steve Jobs to create the first prototype.
Yes.
So we're trying to help them understand how do you bootstrap money. Because startup starts with very minimal resources. So how do you build a business from scratch with minimal resources?
Yes.
Then encourage them to launch it, register it, and make initial customer traction maybe for 6 months to 2 years.
Beta testing.
Beta testing, get their product validated by customers. Pag may paying customers, the better. Then bring them into incubation towards early stage to growth stage.
Have you had may mga startup na ba?
Ang challenge sa Philippines dito, we have a lot of students who are still limited with the mentality that kailangan ko mang-empleyado.
It's
Diba?
the employee
no.
mindset.
Mindset. But extreme siya If you look at, I don't want, very tier 1 universities, no? We have partners. Iba yung reasons nila as compared to like tier 2, tier 3. Ang tier 2, tier 3,
So,
automatic is, di ba yung kultura na sabihin ng parents mo, papaaralin ka namin, para sa graduate mo, graduate ka ha. Pag nag-graduate ka, kailangan supportahan mo yung
Ayun.
si Bunso, si...
So how do you tweak the rules to support the Manhali Foundation's focus para magkaroon ng maraming jobs?
So the idea here is to be able to encourage them to see the potential of their idea or solutions becoming actual ventures.
Okay.
That's where what we call the ecosystem would help. So the teachers, the administrators, the TBI managers, government, etc., etc. We have, we don't want to take attributes to it, but there are TBIs already who have produced actual startups ito. Like for instance, USTP in Mindanao.
Okay.
They have DWIZ. It's a TBI. One of their incubators created Wella. Wella is like a learning management system supporting a lot of universities and schools to make efficient their academic programs and delivery.
Okay.
There are also ideas.
This is up and running?
Up and running.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'm saying is the academe can actually produce real startups.
Okay.
One example also is Orange Apps. Orange Apps,
Oh, yes.
which is part of the case study of our platform, was inspired by one student who had issues with the enrollment process in PUP and said,
Correct,
"Oh,
yes,
I don't
yeah.
want." So he created a system to make efficient the. So again, he's now globally.
I think
Put it
he's
in market.
evolved into Orange Labs na, di ba?
Yes, oo.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oo.
So, we transitioned towards incubation just late last year, Tito, because we felt na hindi lang enough that you create the mindset.
Okay.
You really have to, if we have to achieve job creation in particular, we really have to handhold them and make them comfortable with the fact and confident with the fact na pag nag-decide ka to launch, may tutulong sa'yo to launch and make it happen.
Pero Chris,
Yeah.
wait, Tito. Kasi talagang medyo disturbed
Ganda.
ako eh.
Oo.
Yung
Mindset.
nakita ko yung mission nga ng Wadwani is to promote that culture of innovation. Pero sinasabi mo, wala sa kultura natin yon.
Yes.
Parang nagiging barrier, di ba? Can you
It's a blocker.
can you siguro share with us how are you hurdling
Challenge.
these
Oh,
challenges nga?
Hirap,
Na talagang paano nyo reframe yung mindset
Siguro sa
ng
teachers.
ating mga
Siguro sa teachers yan.
Number
That's
one,
why
Tito,
I
you're
wanna hear
correct.
nga.
Simply the
You're
teachers,
correct.
yeah.
The first level is to create teachers who are inspiring. Kasi ang mindset starts with the faculty itself eh.
Yeah.
Diba?
Okay.
Teachers are very comfortable where they are, what they teach, etc.,
okay.
etc.
And they do not want to go out of their comfort
So
zone.
when we bring in like global technology and innovation, for instance, you have to make them comfortable with the fact that you could use this to inspire students.
Okay.
So the first, kasi ang foot soldiers mo are teachers. You'll never know, baka yung isang teacher nakaupo sa classroom niya, yung next na billionaire. Diba? So
That's
that's,
right.
why. Pangalawa is, we're trying to find a way to sort of bridge that gap between academe to launch. No?
Okay.
Kasi, again, I was saying earlier, extreme, yung tier 2 universities,
Yep.
job employment muna. So we're looking like a potential, for instance, like a paid internship program that can be funded. Na parang may sahod sila while they are trying to find a way to launch and make reality their ventures.
Okay.
So may mga pondo din na grants ang DOST, DICT, and DTI for that. No? Then you have startup challenges that they can get funding. On the other side of the coin, you have students graduating from top universities who would produce very good ideas, but will tell you na, wait lang, sabi ni Daddy, papunta mo na ako ng US to Europe for my graduate school. So they would put on hold. No? So the best way is to, again, shortlist 5, 10 ventures and provide them with all the needed support to transition from idea to early stage to growth stage. So small, critical mass. Critical mass. Diba? And I think this is where we see ourselves not as the main actor, but it's you call now that the ecosystem. No? So for instance, I think the Philippines ranks 53rd in the Global Innovation Index out of 133.
Okay. So we're nasa gitna tayo. Nasa gitna tayo. Okay.
So but if you look at the Startup Blink on Startup Ecosystem Index, we actually fell down from 52nd to 64 right now.
Kasi hindi hindi tumutuloy.
We're like the sixth. So when you talk about ecosystem, how do you see the academe, government, private sectors helping together create a culture of innovation that would spur more and more students or aspiring entrepreneurs to launch their ventures.
So for now, how do you attack this mindset? What is it you are doing now, yung Wadhani Foundation, para ma-empower yung mga teachers to go beyond their comfort zone and then teach entrepreneurship? Siguro, they cannot just watch Negoshow, di ba?
In the academy for right now, there's a technopreneurship subject which is compulsory and mandatory for all science and technology courses. We're also seeing a lot of pivot happening. There's also entrepreneurship for tourism and hospitality.
Okay.
There's even entrepreneurship for nursing.
Okay.
For nursing.
Yep.
So, our Ignite course is intended to help faculty first see the fact that, look, you have to shift your role from being an information giver to actually a mentor expert for your students. Kasi with technology right now, with AI, anyone and all can have access to information.
Correct, yeah.
So the way you upskill, reskill your students and your faculty is get them to see that dapat equal footing kayo in the classroom and you challenge each other's ideas. So our Ignite course allows students to do an experiential, practical way of building a company from scratch. Although simulated siya, but beyond mindset, entrepreneurship is a skill,
Correct, yes.
right?
Yes.
How do you sell your idea? How do you pitch your solution, etc., etc. So, exposing your students to this kind of platform and tools is skilling them and upskilling them to think and act like an entrepreneur. Okay? So, one good example, for instance, we have to shift with the fact na you don't think of an actual product.
Okay.
Sabi ni Asmoria, the father of lean methodology, it's a waste of time building a product that nobody wants to buy.
Okay.
So, dapat yung produkto mo is anchored on a given problem na nai-experience ng iilan o maraming tao. One example is Grab, for instance, di ba? We transition from taxi, cabs, for instance. Grab provided a platform by which you could see magkano yung babayaran mo, maayos pa yung driver.
Yan yung sinasabi, Chris, focus on the problem, not the product.
Yeah, or
diba?
fall in love with the problem.
Fall
not the
in love with
product.
the problem, not the product. Correct.
So that's the kind of mindset and principle right now being used in Silicon Valley
Okay.
and globally
Yes.
that we're trying to replicate, and we've embedded it in a platform called Ignite and bring it to the Philippines and tell students, look, this is something which is globally accepted. If you practice and master the skill,
Yes.
you'll have more opportunity to launch and become successful in entrepreneurship.
Pero, Chris, balik tayo sa always the number one stumbling block ng mga entrepreneurs, especially here in our region,
Yes.
di ba?
Okay.
Pera.
Right,
Diba?
right.
The lack of resources, di ba? We've had guests here in the past. He talked, nakalimutan ko yung pangalan, pero he talked about San Beda University, I believe, has an entrepreneurship program na talagang the student is left no choice, pero talagang kailangan mo humanap ng resource para pondohan yung business idea mo, di ba? So, I mean, how are you helping siguro our students nga na siguro cross that divide?
Right. The first level is that you don't give them false promises.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We have to accept the fact that nobody will invest money on an idea stage startup or business.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, no banks will entertain you kasi you will need collaterals, you need traction, etc.
Okay.
etc.
Yep.
Kaya siguro pumasok yung konsepto ng startup. There's a study conducted by a Harvard professor called effectuation principle. Okay?
Effectuation
One of the
principle,
core principle there is bird in hand. Bird in hand.
Okay.
That means pag startup ka, pag idea stage startup ka, for you to launch it, you have to find a way to make use of whatever available resources there is. Okay? Don't aspire to launch your business and get traction to around 1,000 customers kaagad.
Correct,
Get
yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 customers who would help you pivot, improve your product. So, the core principle is bootstrapping. That's why what they call the 3 Fs, right? The family, friends, and the fools. Or the
The
fools.
family, the friends, and the fools. Yan yung pwede mong utangan.
Utangan, di ba? Kasi ang idea is for you to achieve problem solution fit. Ibig sabihin, ang produkto mo responds to a given problem and what we call product market fit. Kailangan mo na i-test sa market.
Correct, yeah.
Di ba? So, pag very solution-based yung and responding to a problem yung product mo, maghahanap sa'yo yung pera, hindi ka maghahanap ng pera eh. Right? So,
Yes.
the first fit is
Yep.
is your business or your product responding to a problem? Will somebody with the money do away with this money and say, okay,
Actually back you up,
Back
diba?
you up, di ba?
Oo.
So that's why you would always remember Apple, di ba? Apple was created in the garahe ng mama ni Steve Jobs.
Correct. Oo.
They had to sell their small like calculator and to be able to get the prototype. So we have to teach them. Hindi, wag mo nang, that's why yung question na, well, would one fund the idea? Ramesh Wadwani would say, we are not investors.
Okay.
We are capacity builders, skills.
Okay.
Because in the long run, when you start your journey, maghahanap at maghanap ka ng pera all through the journey ng negosyo mo right? From early stage to growth stage to scale, even before you achieve IPOs, maghanap ka ng pondo. So, dapat embedded yung skills sa kayong mindset sa'yo. Yun, and how do you convince people to put money in your business?
Yeah.
So I hope that clarifies
Yes,
it.
Yeah. Wait, kailangan muna natin mag-break. It's 2:27.
DWIZ Negoshow.
Get ready for SM Little Stars 2025! Level up to stardom with your super skills for prizes over 15 million pesos! College scholarship, brand new car, trip to Hong Kong, and 360,000 pesos worth of cash prizes and gift certificates. SM Little Stars 2025. Auditions start this June.
Tikman ang mga natatanging putahe ng Batanes na siguradong magpapamangha sa inyong panlasa. Simula ng inyong gastronomic adventure sa Uvud, isang espesyal na putahe ng mga Ivatan. Ito ay gawa sa pinaghalong puso ng saging, giniling na baboy at isda na nagbibigay ng kakaibang texture at lasa. At sunod naman, tikman ang dibang o flying fish na karaniwang inihahain ng prito o ginagawang lataven. Isang bersyon ng kinilaw kung saan ang isda ay binababad sa suka at kalamansi kasama ang luya at sibuyas. At para naman sa mga mahilig sa kanin, subukan ang supas o turmeric rice. Isang espesyal na kanin na luto sa luyang dilaw at hinaluan ng iba't ibang karne at gulay na kadalasang inihahain tuwing pista o malalaking pagtitipon. At panghuli, ang lunyis, ang bersyon ng Ivatan ng adobo, kung saan ang baboy ay niluluto sa sariling taba at asin. Kaya't ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Tuklasin na ang iba't ibang mga putahe ng Batanes at maranasan ang kultura ng mga Ivatan sa bawat kagat. At iyan ang ating highly recommended.
Nakaaway mo ba ang boss mo dahil sa isang bagay na work-related? May issue ka ba sa kumpanya na work-related at di mo alam paano i-handle? Kung problema mo ay work-related, kinig, nood at follow na sa DWIZ Work-Related kasama ang motivational speaker ng Pilipinas, si Lloyd Luna at ang kanyang mga expert na mga bisita sa DWIZ Sabado 3 p.m. Kayang-kaya mo ang kahit na ano kung ikaw mismo ang gagawa nito. Let's learn new things sa DIY Do It Yourself.
Maliban sa dengue, mayroon pang isang sakit na nakamamatay na usong-uso sa panahon ng tag-ulan. Ito ay ang leptospirosis. At ayon sa Department of Health, nakukuha ang leptospirosis mula sa ihi ng daga na nagiging sanhi ng pagkakontaminado ng tubig baha. Kaya para manatiling ligtas, iwasang lumangoy, lumusong at maglaro sa tubig baha. Ito ay dahil maaaring pumasok ang kontaminadong tubig sa ilong, sa mata o sa bibig ng isang tao. Kung hindi ganun kataas ang baha at kinakailangan mong lumusong, mas mainam na gumamit ka ng bota. Kung aalis naman ng bahay at mataas ang baha, sumakay ka sa rubber boats o sumakay ka sa bangka. Dapat alamin mo rin ang mga sintomas ng leptospirosis at kung sakali makaramdam ka ng mga ito, agad na kumonsulta sa doktor. At maaari ka rin magpunta sa health center o sa doktor para makakuha ng gamot na maaaring inumin kontra leptospirosis. Gets mo ba? Sige nga, do it yourself!
Latest, pinakabago at tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Pilipinas, narito na ang mga tamang balita sa oras na ito. Halos kalahating milyong pamilya apektado ng kalamidad ayon sa pamahalaan. Ang detalye alamin natin kay Patrol 13 Gilbert Perdez.
Halos kalahating milyon na ang bilang ng mga pamilyang apektado ng pagbahang dulot ng bagyong Kirsing at Tabagat. Sa briefing dito sa Malacanang, iniulat naman ni DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian na mula sa nabanggit na bilang, higit 14,000 families na ang nasa mga evacuate centers. Ayon kay Gatchalian, aabot na sila ng daang mga evacuation centers ang ginagamit ngayon. Kaugnay nito sinabi ng kalihim ng pangunahing direktiba ng Pangulong Marcos sa ahensya ay tiyaking walang magugutom sa mga apektadong mga mamamayan. Kaya naman siniguro ng ahensya na sapat ang supply ng pagkain lalo na sa mga evacuation centers. Sa tala naman ng DSWD, higit 92,000 food packs na ang kanilang nai-release at tuloy-tuloy pa raw ito. Sinabi pa ng opisyal na handa silang sumuporta sa mga lokal na pamahalaan na nangailangan pa ng karagdagang supplies. Patrol 13 Gilbert Perdez para sa Impilang May Todolas, DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Kamara tumugon sa panawagan ni Pangulong Marcos na magsagawa ng operasyon at monitoring system kasunod ng pananalasa ng bagyong Krising at hanging habagat. Ang detalye mula kay Patrol 30 Jelly Mendez.
Bilang tugon sa direktiba ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr., agad na ipinag-utos ni House Speaker at Leyte 1st District Representative Martin Romualdez at ng Tingog Party List ang pagsasagawa ng disaster monitoring at relief operations ng kanilang tanggapan matapos ang pananalasa ng bagyong Krising na sinabayan ng hanging habagat. Kahit hindi pa formal na nagbubukas ang 20th Congress ay sinabi ni Romualdez na nakikipag-ugnayan na ang kanyang opisina at ang Tingog Party List sa mga lokal na lider, ahensya ng gobyerno at pribadong grupo para masigurong agad na makararating ang mga tulong sa mga lugar na labis na nasalanta. Ayon kay Romualdez, hindi tayo maaaring manahimik habang lumulubog ang mga komunidad at nangangambang ating mga kababayan. Ipinunto ng Leyte Solon na sa oras ng sakuna, hindi dapat nag-iisa ang sinuman dahil ramdam niya ang bigat na dinaranas ng mga pamilyang apektado ng kalamidad. Muling binuksan ng kanyang opisina at ng Tingog Party List ang Relief Coordination Desk. Pati na rin naging daluyan nagtulong sa maraming mambabatas noong kasagsagan ng nakaraang bagyo at ng COVID-19 pandemic. Ito umano ang magsisilbing one-stop hub para sa mga agarang pangangailangan at koordinasyon sa mga apektadong lugar. Nanawagan din si Romualdez sa mga kapwa Pilipino na tumulong sa abot ng kanilang makakaya, partikular ang pagdarasal para sa kaligtasan ng mga nasalanta. Ito si Patrol 30. Jelly Mendez nag-uulat para sa Impilang May Todong Lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Inang rebelde na may bagong silang na sanggol, kusang loob na sumuko. Isa pa ritong kasamahan na timbog sa Sultan Kudarat. Ang detalye mula kay Patrol 17 Jopel Pelenyo.
Kusang loob na sumuko sa militar ang isang babaeng miyembro ng Communist Terrorist Group o CTG. Bitbit ang kanyang 21 araw na sanggol kasabay ng pagkakaaresto rin sa isa nitong kasamahan matapos ang ikinasang operasyon sa Kalamansig, Sultan Kudarat. Ayon kay Lieutenant Colonel Christopherson Kabuyan, commanding officer ng 37th Infantry Battalion, kinilala ang 60 anyos na naarestong rebelde na si Domingo Cranzo na may mga alias na Goliath at Pedro at Vice Team Leader din ng Squad 2 Platoon 2 SRC Daguma ng CTG. Inaresto ang top 4 most wanted persons ng PNP Region 12 sa bisa ng warrant of arrest dahil sa kasong paglabag sa Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020 o RA 11479 at mga kasong murder. Kasama rin si Cranzo sa mga nakasagupa ng militar sa madugong enkwentro nitong nakalipas na Hunyo 19 sa barangay Dato Ito, Andong, Calamansig. Samantala, voluntaryo namang sumuko ang 22 anyos na si alias Heidi, miyembro ng Squad 1 Platoon 2 ng parehong CTG unit. Payag ni alias Heidi, nagpasya siyang sumuko dahil sa matinding pagod bunsod ng sunod-sunod na operasyon ng militar at para na rin sa kaligtasan at kapakanan ng kanyang bagong silang na anak. Hindi na aniya kaya pang ilagay sa panganib ang buhay ng kanyang anak, lalo na't batid niyang wala namang magandang patutunguhan ang kanilang buhay sa kilusan. Nasa kustudiya na ng Calamansig Municipal Police Station si Canzo habang isinailalim sa medical na suri sa Lebac Hospital si Heidi at ang kanyang upang matiyak ang kanilang maayos na kalagayan. Giit ni Brigadier General Michael Santos, Commander ng 603rd Infantry Persuader Brigade, na sumasalamin ang pagsuko ng isang ina na may dalang bagong silang na sanggol sa pagiging epektibo ng kanilang mga operasyon at ang patunay ng kawalan ng sa loob ng teroristang kilusan. Pato si Patrol 17 Chapel Peleño para sa impilang may todo lakas. DWIZ nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Yan ang mga tamang balita sa oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News digital channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, DWIZ News app at DWIZ News website. Ako po si Gia Rafael, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now on Google Play and Apple App Store for a chance to 935 million pesos jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming is above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
DWIZ Negoshow kasama sina Lito Gagni at Gerry Urbina. Negoshow.
Basahin yung patalastas ng Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation para doon sa mga gustong mag-raise ng kanilang pondo para sa kanilang komunidad. Pinaitay ng Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR programa nitong Bingo for a Cause upang makalikom ng mas malaking pondo ang mga grupo at pamahalang lokal na balak magsagawa ng fundraising activities. Ayon kay PAGCOR Bingo Department Acting Assistant Vice President Jose Lito Gomez, inaprubahan kamakailan ng ahensya ilang bagong pakete para sa community bingo program nito. Sa ilalim ng bagong programa, maaaring kumita ang isang organisasyon ng hanggang 50% ng gross ticket sales ng kanilang bingo events na may pahintulot ng PAGCOR para suportahan ang mga proyekto nila. Ayon pa kay Gomez, ang Bingo Percos ay magandang pagkakataon para sa mga komunidad at samahan na maglibang ng aayon sa batas habang nag-aambag sa makabuluhang mga gawain. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa Community Bingo Program, tuwag lamang kay Josie Dona o kay Louie Cabanyero sa 028-521-1542, local 7201 at local 7202. At gusto ko rin pong ipahayag na meron na po uling ang photo contest ang PAGCOR 2025. Ito po ay nag-umpisa noong February 1, 2025 at ang tema nito ay Infrastructure for Economic Development. Bukas ang kompetisyon sa lahat ng amateur at professional Filipino photographers na may edad 16 na taong gulang pataas. Ayon kay PAGCOR Chairman and CEO Alejandro Tenco, layon ng photo contest ngayong taon ay pakita ang mahalagang papel ng mga proyektong pang-infrastruktura gaya ng highways, tulay, seaports, airports at iba pa sa pag-unlad ng ekonomiya. Maaaring magsumiti ng photo entry sa ilalim ng 3 kategorya, ang conventional, mobile at drone. 8 grand winners ang pipili ng PAGCOR sa bawat kategorya. Tatanggapin ang mga entries hanggang July 31, 2025 lamang. Para sa iba pang mga detalye, mag-log on lamang sa www.pagcor.ph/photocon 2025/index.php. Yan. Balik
Yan.
tayo.
Balik tayo. Yun nga, Chris, may nakabitin pa kasi we weren't able to touch on the other pillars
The other
of
three, the pillars,
Wadwani Foundation.
Masyadong exciting yung entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship, yes.
So mention lang, quick recap, we have entrepreneurship program, we
Yes.
have skilling,
Skilling.
then innovation and research, saka government digital transformation.
Okay.
Ang entrepreneurship is an end-to-end solution from ideation, which is college level, university level.
Okay.
Then we have incubation program called Lift Off.
Lift off. Okay.
So you have Ignite for the college, we have Lift Off for incubation, and we have the Wadwani Accelerate program. So yung mga medyo SMEs na that
Yes.
would like to go into full blast. That's the first pillar, no?
Okay.
Vertical. Second is skilling. Ang skilling is also embedded in a platform totally for free. So we have provide it for students who are graduating from college, and also for employees entry level then progressing in their career.
Okay.
So yung sa college level, we partner with career centers of universities and help prepare students to become employable. So for instance, we provide 21st century skills. We have an AI tutor, an AI interviewer.
Yes.
Noong mga panahon natin, di ba, pag nag-prepare tayo for interview, haharap tayo sa salamin,
Correct.
i-record yung boses natin. Right now, a student with access to our platform, again, totally for free,
Yes.
can simulate an interview. Tapos after ng interview na yun, the AI would tell him, will score him, ano yung mga tics mo, di ba? Yung mga, okay, did you answer the question properly? Could have been better. So may scorecard ka at the end of the AI interview, and also all the skills. So it's a way by which we maximize AI tutor. Anyway, the third pillar is into innovation and research, which is still has to be launched in the Philippines. The first entrepreneurship I launched way back in 2016, skills program in 2019.
Yes.
Innovation and research, we are still piloting this in India. The idea is to fund a university to create a culture of innovation and research. So how do we make sure that we commercialize their outputs?
Okay.
One example of this is the IIT Bombay University of Ramesh Wadhwani. He put in an initial $17 million already
Yes.
to create a center for AI for common good. So how do you use AI for agriculture, for health tech, etc.? The fourth pillar is on government digital transformation. Again, the idea is how do we make our government bureaucracy efficient by putting towards digitalization? How do we skill our government? With no offense sa mga ibang employees natin sa government, kahit pag-change ng password, hindi pa alam.
Nako.
Kung minsan, nasa email nila, di ba? And so on and so forth.
Yes.
So, we need to upskill them.
Yes.
In all of these initiatives, we're about to launch in each of the country we're operating a national jobs platform.
National Jobs Platform. Maganda yan, ha?
So the idea is we're launching it in Mexico right now, then Brazil, India. I think Indonesia and Philippines will happen anytime next year.
Let's see.
So you'll have all of this verticals, innovation and research,
Yeah.
entrepreneurship, skilling, and digital transformation happening in one platform in coordination with the national government and local government.
Yeah. Wait, Chris, yung binanggit mo nga yung that platform that you offer, yung
Ignite.
tutulong sa mga fresh graduates or yung mga entry-level employees nga to practice yung mga interview nila, di ba? Is that accessible right now even if, let's say, they're not part of the university
Yes.
that
Yes.
your
So they
programs
can,
are in?
They can go into our website.
Okay.
We're also about to sign up an agreement with TESDA.
Okay,
Kasi
good.
with TESDA, i-embed yung platform with the e-TESDA platform, that's the digital platform.
Okay.
So anybody can enroll.
Okay.
Ayun.
Okay? So ang we call it MOOC or self-paced
Learning.
in
Yes.
particular. So it can be accessed by anyone, anywhere, anytime.
Kasi maganda yung platform na yan eh. And that's the beauty about AI, di ba? Palagi natin pinag-usapan yan. We've had Doc Ligot ka as a guest here.
Wow.
And yun nga, sabi niya, one thing that students nga can use AI right now is yung pag-practice nga ng mga interview, pwede nila i-upload yung kanilang resume.
Resume, yeah.
Diba? Pwede sila mag-generate ng yun nga, interview questions. Pwede nila i-test yung mga sagot nila. Diba yan? So, maganda yung platform na yan.
In our case, we're trying to bring it two tier up, right?
Okay.
Kasi, again, when you talk about skills, you master it through practice eh.
Yes.
Yung confidence building mo happens when you do it by repetition.
Yep.
So, the same way that we try to democratize entrepreneurship education, we also try to democratize employability skills, etc., etc.
Yeah. Galing. Chris, kanina we were talking yung off the air, di ba? Yung common observation lang namin dito nga na may tendency nga na mag-focus yung mga startups on parang the digital or technology space, di ba? Tapos may extreme rin, di ba? A lot of yung mga entrepreneurs natin, when they start a business here, food-based or food cart, di ba? And, di ba, sabi nga natin, they're missing out on yung mga service-based na businesses or opportunities. At the same time, agricultural rin. Kasi, di ba?
Laki ng potential.
Laki ng potential, di ba? But, can you touch on that? But before you touch on that, kailangan muna natin mag-break for a commercial. It's 2:47.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng Pagcor.
DWIZ Negoshow. Kayang-kaya mo ang kahit na ano kung ikaw mismo ang gagawa nito. Let's learn new things sa DIY Do It Yourself.
Kung ikaw ay isang commuter, ramdam na ramdam mo siguro ang matinding init ng panahon sa tuwing papasok ka sa eskwela o sa opisina. Ayon sa Department of Health, nasa 39 hanggang 40 degrees Celsius ang init na kayang maabsorb ng katawan ng isang tao. Ngunit kung iyong napapansin, sa tala, lumalagpas na ang heat index dito. Kaya kung isa ka sa mga naaapektuhan, narito ang ilang paalala para ang init ay malabanan. Una, palaging uminom ng tubig. Magdala ng basyo o bote ng tubig upang manatiling hydrated habang ikaw ay nasa biyahe. Ikalawa, kung ikaw naman ay naglalakad, sumilong o magpahinga muna sa mga lugar na may lilim. Kung ang init ay matindi talaga, huwag nang ipilit kung hindi mo naman kaya. Ikatlo, pakiramdaman mo ang iyong sarili. Ito ay dahil sa matinding init, maaari kang makaramdam ng pagkahilo, pagkapagod at mainit na pakiramdam. Kaya naman ikaapat, ugaliing magdala ng gamot. Mas mainam kung palaging handa para kapag mangailangan may makukuha. At ikalima, maging updated at huwag baliwalain ng weather forecasts. Subaybayan ng weather updates para makapagplano kung ikaw ay lalabas. Gets mo ba? Sige nga, do it yourself.
Huwag papayag na wala kang alam sa balita. Maiiwan ka niyan. Huwag kang papayag na hindi mo alam ang latest. Ma-out of place ka niyan. Programang hatid ang tamang balita at tamang impormasyon. Hindi lang sa Maynila, kundi sa buong bayan. Ronda Pilipinas. Pinakabago at pinaka-updated na mga pangyayari ihahatid live. Ronda Pilipinas. Kasama ang gigising sa inaantok mong dugo, si Dennis Antenor Jr. Ronda Pilipinas. Makinig sa buong Pilipinas sa DWIZ Manila hanggang saan mang sulong nationwide sa lahat ng DWIZ local stations sa buong bayan. Watch din ng live sa Aliw 23.
Okay, we're back.
Tayo pa hindi natatanong sa iyo.
Ang bilis ng oras.
Oh, bilis ng oras. Well, Chris, may nakabitin na tanong nga. Yung obsession natin with yung tech-based or food-based.
I think it goes back again to the bandwagon mentality.
Okay.
It so happened that when Silicon Valley made billionaires,
Okay.
so karamihan ng mga bilyonaryo na create ng Silicon Valley are tech
billionaires.
Billionaires. No? So, China is following through. In India, this Bangalore, for instance, is another Silicon Valley,
Yes.
etc., etc. I think the core challenge also is we have to understand that the academic institutions are the core hubs by which you could change mindset. Diba? So one brutal fact we have to face is that our curriculum also are number one food-based with technopreneurship, for instance, focus on a mandatory course right now, ang tech transfer is definitely would go into technology one way or the other. Ang opinion ko dyan is we have to find a way to see exactly how do we see endemic to the Philippines, no? Agri is a good chance.
Yan, madaming
daming
opportunities
potential.
for agripreneurs.
Yeah.
Yan.
When you talk about services, we've already taken out the crown from India being a BPO industry.
Because of AI.
Because of
They
AI, and
sound
also
like
our
a
command for English and
Our command of
communication.
the English language.
Communication, no? There are a lot of companies in the service area which made it successful. Kaya we were talking about kanina unicorns and
Yes.
zebras in particular. I think the reason why people are into technology because nandoon yung konsepto na kailangan may unicorn din yung Pilipinas. And we only have two right now, Mint and Maya, for instance.
Yes.
But ang question is, do we really have to follow what Silicon Valley
Correct.
has
Yes.
followed, diba? Is doing, diba? Our boss in Wadhwani Foundation in charge for entrepreneurship, Vital Patel, who used to be COO of Microsoft, said na, let's not be ambitious to create one unicorn, one startup. Baka pwedeng one unicorn, 10 startups or 20 startups, as the case may be. But baka hindi nga, with Philippines, for instance, having more problems, baka hindi nga unicorn yung hahabulin natin, baka zebras, di ba? Impact-driven organization who will create jobs, provide meaningful income, etc., etc. No? So again, going back to your question, I think it's a bandwagon mentality, and we've seen how technology has influenced a lot of our decision-making process. Add on to that, there was a study way back in 2000 which indicated that 52% of Fortune 500 companies have become extinct.
Yun.
You talk about Kodak,
Yes.
Blockbuster, etc., etc. On Blockbuster, siguro the reason why technology has become very prominent, yung Blockbuster, actually yung core team ng Netflix, yung founder ng Netflix, approach Blockbuster. No? Nakaano
With
ito
their
sa
idea, that's
Harvard
correct.
Business Review case study ito.
Correct.
Offering Netflix to be the online channel for Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
And
I know.
during that time, Blockbuster was like present in almost every country, earning a lot. And they were laughing at Netflix team na, you're earning a lot. Ano yung titabi yung online? But again, the rest is history.
Yes.
That's why technology made a lot of difference one way or the other. That's why I think,
Yung BlackBerry din, di ba? Masira.
BlackBerry or ano ka ba? Marami, Kodak. Nokia, etc., etc. So, I think, number one, that's a bandwagon mentality. Number two, I think government has to put their foot forward and say, let's focus on these industries.
Correct. Yep.
Right now, fintech is there. You have slowly technology. There's no talk about agri, for instance, or services. No? So, and maybe associations of service providers also could sort of push the agenda na, to create more startups.
How's your foundation naman promoting social entrepreneurship? Kasi recently, Tito, we had a guest, social entrepreneur, si Teacher Janine.
Yep.
Yun nga, she's promoting yung IEP naman dito, yung individualized na educational plans,
Right,
diba?
right. We were talking about it earlier also na we are very agnostic sa foundation.
Okay.
No? The idea why we provide access to anyone and all is anybody can come up with an idea that you could launch as a business in particular. That's where the differentiation between unicorns and zebras. So zebras are actually impact-driven organizations.
Yes.
I think Ramesh Wadhwani is on the belief that the foundation is a high-growth technology company for common good, for social
common
good.
Okay.
So it's also the concept of social good,
Yes.
one way or the other. So baka kailangan natin mag-create ng more and more founders of companies like Ramesh or mention ko yung boss ko dati, si Dr. Aris Alip of Card MRI, for instance,
Yep.
diba?
Ang galing
Who
yan.
would
Very successful.
Very successful, billionaires na rin yung ano. Who would create companies that would be more impact-driven rather than profit for a fee.
Meron ditong how does the foundation specifically help entrepreneurs and startups grow? Could you share some examples of successful partnerships or initiatives in the region?
Siguro sino yung pinakasikat yung graduate sa programa ninyo? Diba?
Oh, okay. Sadly, when we look at actual startups, we're still in the nation stage in terms of partnering with incubators. In the past 7 years, we really embedded in the academe, no?
Okay.
Sa academic, I could just say na we graduated almost 50,000 students na in our program,
Okay.
in particular. But again, the challenge, how do you influence students to launch their venture? And doon yung yung problema, di ba? Yung gap. So there's incubators, but most incubators maybe would entertain idea stage very minimal level. So right now, what we're trying to do is embed this one semester program, make it accessible to students. They come up with their pitch deck, do demo pitching, for instance, and shortlist very high-level potential them and help them endorse into incubators and assist them to launch their ventures. So doon, mas more enablers yung role that we are playing. And I go back again to my point, these are all totally for free. That we offer. And hopefully, with the work we're doing with, we call regional consortiums like UMWAD in Western Visayas, for instance, we have Central Luzon organizations also of TBIs. Baka palang sa tulong-tulong na paggawa natin, we could eventually launch, we can get more and more startups to impact and create more jobs.
Yeah. What is the foundation naman doing for women entrepreneurs? Kasi I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, ha? Pero talagang I think kulang tayo, 'di ba? When it comes to that space, 'di ba?
Yes. Siguro one example is we had a partnership with Indian Women for Enterprises.
Okay.
This was launched way back during the pandemic time. So the core mission of the project was called Tech to Transform.
Okay.
Focus on women entrepreneurs. So we've had mentored women who are into fashion, for instance.
Okay.
Fashion. One woman that we've also mentored was the COO of an agri company in Davao.
Okay.
They're into agri drones. So
drones.
Yes. How do you use drones into
In farming.
Farming.
Okay.
Diba? And one of the core output was they created, magkasama yung buong family. So yung mama yung pinaka-member nung platform ng nag-enroll.
Okay.
Pero sinama ng mama yung asawa niya, who's the CEO owner, dalawang anak nila, kasi nga for successor generation nila. Ang naging output nila is what we call the Amazon of Agriculture. So agri-online. So an online platform that would bridge farmers to the whole value chain and bring their product to the customers,
to the market.
in particular the market. So that's women empowerment one way or the other, but may mga ibang who were into pastries, fashion designing, educational institutions. So more focused pa rin siya on, in a way, technology, because the driver for scale is tech. One way or the other. I have some exploratory talk with some cooperatives, for instance, association. We're trying to find a way to also partner with them and bring this technology to members of
the various cooperatives.
No?
Well, Chris, sorry, we've run out of time. Sobrang dami talaga natin pinag-usapan. But can we have you back?
Yes, definitely.
So,
Kulang yung oras to talk about this, no?
Very exciting. So, well, thank you very much again for spending your afternoon with us. Maski maulan,
Thank you for the invite. Bumabagyo.
Bumabaha. Yeah. Maraming salamat, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for the invite.
DWIZ Negoshow.